Hello everyone and welcome to a new video on my channel. I'm Adam and this is Battle of the Beast New Generation episode number 4. So, this battle is going to contain a rather weird matchup honestly, but I think I can make it work. With Soara, the Stinging Spectre versus Querzol, the Swamp Monster. A tree versus a jellyfish. Okay, so we're just going to say that the battlefield would probably be a watery area, deep enough for Soara to survive, because Soara is a jellyfish. But Querzol actually will be fine in water, as he was fought on a swamp. So they'll both be fine in water, so don't think I gave Soara the advantage here. Right, okay, with that being said, before we get into the fight, I think we need to look at their history, about what their strengths are, what abilities they got, what they did in their respective books. So with that, yeah, let's get to the stats.
Soara, the Stinging Spectre. If you are brave enough to travel the seas around Corsair Island, it won't just be pirates that you must look out for. The waters are home to the colossal jellyfish beast, whose swirling mass can create whirlpools, ready to snatch dinghies and ships that stray too close. Her stats are wild. Her abilities can be very tangling with those tentacles that ensnare the opponent and constrict them very well. Not to mention the absorbing jellyfish dome and the jellyfish sting attack. Ooh, not one to look out for. Soara is going to prove quite a challenge for our opponent. Let's see how well she does.
Querzol, the Swamp Monster. The wildlands are home to several beasts, none more terrifying than this giant tree, who emerges from the depths of a murky swamp. Querzol's branches stretch to ensnare its prey, whom it digests in its trunk. When it's threatened, it spits a cruel, fleshing, searing acid. The only way to stop this dreadful beast is to attack its amber heart, which is hidden at the bottom of the muddy swamp water. A quest to need all their courage and swimming skills to prevail. So, as you can clearly see, Querzol is gonna prove quite a challenge for our opponent.
3, 2, 1!
Let's get into this fight. So, Soara versus Querzol. Let's do this. So, as both beasts exit from their chambers, Soara going a bit faster than Querzol. Just reading a couple of messages, hold on. Okay, yep, editing process has begun. Thank you, Lucas. That was for episode 2, I believe. But yeah, as both beasts exit from their chambers, they both set their stands down on where they are. Soara makes the first move by making her way towards Querzol by, you know, I don't know how jellyfish move. Querzol moves his roots in a way to like just block Soara from going. Soara moves her tentacles to wrap around Querzol's roots. As Querzol is woods though, her poisonous tentacles will not do anything against her, and just has to just move the roots aside to get closer. Querzol closes his mouth, builds up, looks like he's about to like throw up, I guess. Just starts building up the the acid inside his core and spits it out towards Soara. Soara moves back to avoid it, but got one of her tentacles caught on it, which causes a searing pain to go through Soara. Soara goes beneath the water to a safe distance, and Querzol is just being Querzol. Querzol's rather confident right now, Soara makes another move, going from underneath to submerge Querzol. She wraps her tentacles around Querzol and pulls her down. Pulls Querzol down, which is the he, so yeah. And Querzol, using his roots to just bring the tentacles away from him, just to get himself back up, is trying his best, but the equal strength that they're both having between each other is a bit too hard for Querzol to fight back. So what he does is he builds up more acid and spews it out over him, but also over Soara. It won't hurt him as he's made of wood and it's flesh searing acid, and Soara, I'm assuming, is made of flesh. So it's burning Soara. Soara lets go. Querzol gets back up. Leaves and branches just pointed downwards, like how hair normally looks like when it's soaking wet. And Soara notices something at the bottom of the water, at the deep end of the water. She goes to investigate it and wraps a tentacle around this orb of sorts, as soon as she does, she feels a loud bellow from Querzol, and Soara puts it back down, and the yell stops. Wraps it round again, continues. Drop, yeah, goes like that, and Soara realizes this is the core to Querzol. What Soara does then is that she wraps her tentacles around the orb, just as Querzol's roots are just making their way down towards Soara to pull her away from the orb. Soara wraps her tentacles around it and constricts as hard as she can. Querzol's roots are going a bit slower, but still making their way towards Soara. And with the roots tips being sharp, one of them protrudes into the dome head that the Soara has, and it makes a loud popping sound, causing Soara to make a very loud screech. I assume that, because beasts have sentient feelings, so it should happen. And right there, Soara starts swinging her tentacles around and around to create a whirlpool of sorts to get the roots of Querzol away, whilst also starting to submerge Querzol himself as well. Querzol is feeling the whirlpool, starting off unfazed, but as they get stronger and stronger, he starts feeling himself submerging, so he decides to brave it and holds a breath of air in to go down and tackle Soara himself. Soara, still clenching the orb, waits till Querzol gets closer, only to squeeze it as hard as she can, and Querzol, feeling the pain, just yelling, letting out all of his air. Soara gets one of our tentacles, wraps it around Querzol's, sealing his mouth as well, and pulls her down towards her dome, to where parts of Querzol are starting to meld, go into the dome of Soara, where he loses all feeling in it. Querzol realizes if he goes completely in there, he's lost, so he builds up as much acid as he can to spit it out, and when he's about to, Soara senses that, turns it round, removes her stinger, and it just spews up, just joining the water, doing absolutely nothing. Wraps it around his mouth and pulls him closer, and then Soara realizes she can stop the fighting back from Querzol, picks up the orb, and instead of crushing it like she was originally going to, she puts it in her head, where she absorbs it, causing Querzol's roots to just stop attacking Soara, and the light that was inside of Querzol just fade to darkness. Soara absorbs the rest of Querzol and swims back to her chamber, fully satisfied with her victory and also lunch. So With that being said, Soara has won, Querzol has lost. If you think Querzol should have won, please in the comments below why you think that, but unfortunately my word's final and Soara has won. As of all honesty, I had absolutely no idea how I was going to do this fight. I knew that they're both okay in water, but honestly I do not like any of these beasts, so it was kind of hard for me to just try my best with this. But I did the best I could, and Soara came out on top. If you think Querzol should have won, like I said, please in the comments below why you think that. And with that being said, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press that notification bell down in the corner below. Join me in the next Battle of the Beasts episode, where we'll be having 2 more beasts fighting against each other. Until then, peace out.